Welcome, welcome. Welcome to this October 6th, 2025 YouTube live stream. Welcome. Welcome to this October 6th, 2025 YouTube live stream here at Freedom News Now. I'm your host, Justin Sane, coming to you from the war room, straight from the underground. We're talking police officers losing their minds live. Got Chicago police officers, the big talk of the day, Chicago police officers press conference after the breaking news Chicago PD was given the order to stand down to help when helping called for help. 9/11 was called by the ICE officers to get support, get backup from Chicago PD. Chicago PD got the order from the supervisor, number 999, told them to stand down, don't go to the call. Allie Bell, welcome. Claudette, welcome. Welcome. So thankful, so grateful for each and every one of you joining us here on these YouTube live streams. If you're finding us from the YouTube Shorts feed, we're a police accountability, civil rights education YouTube channel, holding public officials accountable. Always following rule of law here at Freedom News Now. Exposing all the radical activist judges, the cabal of judges out there actively subverting rule of law in America, aiding and abetting, harboring and concealing their precious illegals, all at the expense of the American citizen. Hey, it's all about following rule of law here. Gotta follow rule of law. So, just like I've been saying, Chicago police, the superintendent, Larry Jennings, come out and gave a statement today about his police officers standing down. And of course, he was saying hitting all the buzzwords that the police like to use, law enforcement officials like to use, talking about officer safety first. He says, first and foremost, the Chicago police superintendent says, first and foremost, they got to protect the safety of their officers. The officers are protecting their safety first, because if they can't feel safe doing their job, then they can't protect anyone else to keep anyone else safe in the city. Give me a break. That's pathetic. I'm not buying your lies, your propaganda. The thousands of police officers you have in the Chicago Police Department, the size of that outfit needs to be completely defunded. Give their money to ICE. They're failing to do their job in Chicago. Starting with this leadership, Larry Jennings is superintendent, spreading his political propaganda over the airwaves. So then he goes on to say, there's multiple laws that prevent police officers, Chicago police officers, in Chicago, the Chicago police superintendent says there's multiple laws in place to prevent law enforcement from arresting illegals. There aren't any laws in place preventing them from arresting American citizens. You think they follow the constitutional law? They still arrest you and I as American citizens. So one of the laws is called the Trust Act. He said called the Trust Act. It's a law which prevents the police departments, local city, state police from arresting illegals, from questioning illegals. And they wonder why there's millions and millions of illegals in Chicago, in Illinois. And those illegals flood into Michigan. We're reporting from Michigan here. They traffic back and forth from Chicago to Detroit by the thousands every day. They're spilling out into Michigan. They come through the Canadian border into Michigan and go to Chicago. Sevenfold, welcome, welcome. We're talking about Chicago police officers failing to uphold rule of law, failing to support their fellow police officers, the feds, ICE. Chicago police has laws, one of them called the Trust Act, where they can't even question illegals. You think they're going to arrest an illegal if they can't even question an illegal? Then there's another law where they can't even, I can't remember what it is. They can't question them, can't stop them. Basically can't do anything to illegals. Their hands are tied, allegedly. Chicago PD. Well, how many of the police officers Chicago PD are illegals themselves? I'll guarantee Chicago PD is 75% foreigners, foreign nationals, and illegals. They're not going to arrest themselves. They're not going to arrest their own family members. They're going to focus all their effort on arresting the American citizen. That's where they get all their money, from the American citizen. They're not arresting any illegals for failure to pay child support. Bruce, welcome. Yeah, so Chicago PD, they're openly admitted it today in their press conference. The PD superintendent said they've got laws, the Trust Act, laws that prevent them from even questioning illegals. Can't arrest them, can't question them, can't stop them, can't do anything to them. Just let them have free reign, free run. Cost them too much money, too much paperwork. Focus all their efforts on arresting you and I, the American citizen, we the people. I mean, talk about traitors to America. Chicago PD and their leadership like that Pritzker. Traitors to the American people. Traitors to rule of law. Traitors to Christian rule of law. It's time to stand up, stand by, protect your culture, protect your people, protect your blood, protect your soil, protect your Christian identity. Now is the time. Better rise up before it's too late. It may already be too late in your area where you live, in your neighborhood, in your community. I know in Jackson, Michigan, where we did a lot of reporting, it looks to be too late there. The police The judges, the corrupt judges at the D12 courthouse, radical judges like Allison Bates Stein, Michael Clarence Stein, allegedly aiding and abetting, harboring and concealing their precious illegals for their cheap labor, selling out the American citizen, selling out we the people of Jackson, Michigan. It's bad. Then they sign all their warrants, send all their IDF soldiers, their thin blue line soldiers out to arrest the American citizen. They're not out arresting illegals. They're giving the stand down order on arresting illegals. They don't make any money off arresting illegals. I challenge any auditor, any cop watcher to ask every police officer you encounter, how many illegals have you arrested today? How many illegals have you arrested this week, this month, this year? I'll guarantee it's a big fat zero. They focus their efforts on arresting the American citizen. That's where they get their money. Ron, welcome. It's the top friend. It's your top friend of the 1A audit community. Your top friend, the Cop Watch community. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We got a Blackman Leone officers, Jackson police officers, ending a man. Prosecutor said it was justified. Jerry Jew Zinkowitz never saw one of his IDF thin blue line soldiers. Never prosecuted one of them. He fully supports all his IDF thin blue line soldiers in America. The former prosecutor, Jerry Jew Zinkowitz. Gee, I wonder why. Jackson, Michigan. Five police officers who shot and killed a homeless man who was cold, hungless, and hungry. Cold, homeless, and hungry. Prosecutor Jerry Jew Zinkowitz said they acted in self-defense when he pointed his fingers and a Snickers candy bar at him. Police officers thought he pointed a firearm at him and it was a Snickers candy bar. Blackman Leone Township Public Safety Officers. Blackman Leone Township IDF soldiers. Chandler Fritt, James Pruce, Jackson County Sheriff Outfit Deputy Archie Wickham, Jackson police officers David Renteria and Peter Postma discharged their weapons into the cold, hungry, homeless man as he extended his arm out with a Snickers candy bar. Or allegedly a toy weapon. The homeless man failed to heed the numerous commands from the police officers for officer safety, drop the candy bar, officer safety. When the police officers opened fire, firing over 50 rounds into the man. Absolutely disgusting. These police officers, I swear, they're not doing that to illegals, but they're quick to do that to American citizens, we the people, the American taxpayer. They can't even engage in illegal. They've got laws where they can't even engage illegals. Blackman Leone's the same way. they arrest the American citizen while protecting their precious illegals. Isn't that right, Blackman Leone? Traitors to America like Ralph Van Heineken, traitors to America like Tom Bertram. Not standing on the right side of history. They're on the wrong side of history. Selling out we the people, the American citizen, to protect their precious illegals. That's Blackman Leone. Police for you. And then to top it off, they'll take away your Second Amendment rights. They'll strip you of your First Amendment rights, your Second Amendment rights, and put these IDF Israeli license plate reader flock cameras all around your community. That's another thing I want to talk about. All these Israeli Palantir IDF flock camera license plate readers all around Michigan, Jackson, Michigan. The Michigan DNR officers have these public shooting ranges around Michigan. They've got like 6 or 7 public shooting ranges that give the Michigan Second Amendment supporters a place to, allegedly a safe place to go sight in their firearms and target practice. Well, the new thing is Michigan DNR put those flock license plate readers outside of every Michigan DNR shooting range. If you want to go exercise your Second Amendment right and use one of these Michigan DNR public shooting ranges, they're going to be reading your license plates, putting it in the system with their newly installed flock license plate reader cameras installed outside of every Michigan DNR public shooting range. That's your Michigan DNR officers for you. Selling out we the people, completely violating your Fourth Amendment rights. Not First Amendment auditors, not independent journalists. We're exposing them. We're reporting on it. Standing on the right side of history. Stand up, stand by, protect your blood, protect your soil, protect your culture, protect your people, protect your Christian identity before it's too late. D-Man, welcome, welcome. B, welcome. There you go, welcome. David, welcome. What a great time to be alive. I'm so thankful, so grateful for each and every one of you joining us here on these YouTube live streams. I salute all you freedom fighters. I salute all you patriots. Yes, FedEx has them as well all over their delivery trucks. They've got flock license plate readers. Yep, FedEx does as well. Michigan DNR officers tracking all the Second Amendment owners, gun owners. They already have you sign in at these public ranges. They try to get IDs, have you sign in. Now they put these flock license plate reader cameras outside of all their Michigan DNR public shooting ranges so they can track all your every move. All you 2A supporters, those are your heroes, those Michigan DNR officers. It's not enough that Michigan DNR officers are gassing geese. Michigan DNR to gas Canada geese at problematic sites. Breaking news. Michigan DNR officers are now gathering up and culling groups of Canada geese instead of moving them to sanctuaries. What the geese face is fearful and disgusting. Many find it controversial. When it comes to problematic nuisance geese, the Michigan DNR officers will now round them up, net them up, stuff them in a gas box, and gas them to death. Pretty disgusting, Michigan DNR officers. They just keep proving how disgusting they are, these Michigan DNR officers. They want to violate your rights with these flock cameras outside every Michigan DNR public shooting range. Now they're gassing geese to death. And they wonder why no one's buying their waterfowl hunting licenses, while no one's buying waterfowl federal hunting stamps. Well, there's no geese to hunt. There aren't any geese out in the fields when you got the Michigan DNR officers gassing them all, rounding them all up and gassing them to death. When they gas them, they just tell people they're going to fall asleep. Well, nothing just falls asleep. These geese are going to fight for 20, 30, 40 minutes. They're going to fight. They're going to fight. They're going to struggle and struggle. They're going to flap their wings and struggle to get out until they finally die. Nothing just falls asleep. For now, the Michigan DNR officers said the dead geese will just be taken to a landfill, discarded in a landfill. What a complete waste. Michigan DNR officers, they're entrusted, paid by the people of Michigan to protect their waterfowl, to protect and manage their species, their wildlife, their resources in Michigan, not gas them to death. I'd never buy another hunting or fishing license, any license from the Michigan DNR, the way they're mismanaging it. You know, they want to arrest you for not having a bow and arrow in a closed case, write you a $500 ticket for that. But you see illegals out. You'll see illegals out poaching deer. Michigan DNR won't do a thing to them. It's just another outfit. The Michigan DNR, they let illegals can do whatever they want. Meanwhile, if you're a Michigan resident, you better make sure they're gonna hit you with the harshest, stiffest penalties. You better make sure they're gonna track your every move with flock license plate reader cameras outside of every Michigan DNR public shooting range. Oh, yeah. Andrew, welcome. Yeah, they shouldn't be going after those federal migratory waterfowl like that. I don't think they should be doing that. That should be a federal offense. Why aren't the feds coming in and arresting these Michigan DNR officers for what they're doing to these federally protected waterfowl? Maybe the feds should come in and arrest some of these Michigan DNR officers, straighten them out, straighten out some of these fish cops. There's a couple Jackson County sheriff deputies that went on to become fish cops. Now they're fish cops. Now they're out gassing geese. Now they're out setting up flock license plate reader cameras to spy on all the Second Amendment activists in Michigan. Talk about traitors to America. Traitors like Conservation Officer Jackala, Conservation Officer Knobloch, standing on the wrong side of history. Pretty disgusting. Real disgusting. Not First Amendment auditors. Not cop watchers. Not independent journalists. We're just out reporting. Record and document. Exposing these traitors. It's real easy to do. We got more of them. Black Milione, public safety officer, charged, arrested and charged with felony against his co-worker. Wow, another Black Milione. They're just full of dirty cops. Black Milione, police officer, allegedly assaulted a co-worker with a dangerous weapon, was arrested and arraigned on charges. Police officer Brent Dockstader arraigned on felony charge of assault with a dangerous weapon on a fellow police officer, David Lubon. Both police officers have now since been fired from the police department. This police officer was fired for this incident, pulling a weapon, pulling his sidearm on another police officer. Imagine if that was a First Amendment auditor doing that. That cop would have ended him real quick, but since it's one of his fellow police officers, and he ended up getting away with it. He ended up getting fired, but he got away with it. The rigged system protected their own. He got fired. And then later down the road, Lubon, he got fired for lying on police reports like all cops do. Lying on a warrant. You know, it's like that's the first thing cops learn in the police academy is to become fully trained liars, professional liars. They learn it on the first day of the police academy. A little bit slow start today to this YouTube live stream. A little bit slow start today. It's starting to pick up. We're talking about the Chicago Police Department not following rule of law. They actually they have laws. They've got laws in place that order them to, called the Trust Act, where they can't arrest illegals. Apparently there's actually laws in place where they can't arrest illegals. They can only arrest American citizens. They can't even talk to illegals, can't stop illegals, can't question illegals. Illegals get free reign, free run over the American citizen, over we the people. It's not just in Jackson, Michigan. It's not just in Lansing, Michigan. It's in Chicago. You know, these traitors to America, the Chicago Police Department, violating rule of law, weaponized against the American citizen, all while protecting the illegals. I've been telling you, how long have I been saying it for? I've been saying it for years now. All these police departments, these police officers, they're not the cops of yesteryear. They're not your granddads, your great-granddads, or even your fathers. These police officers today, they're all foreigners, foreign-born, no allegiance to your culture, no allegiance to your country, No allegiance to your blood, your soil. No allegiance to your Christian identity. That's why these police officers are weaponized against the American citizen, against we the people. If you look like this, these aren't the police officers of yesteryear. These police officers of 2025, they're all foreign born, foreign nationals. They're illegals. They're real Africans. They're illegals from the most dangerous parts of the Middle East, from Iraq, from Afghanistan, from Beirut, Lebanon, from Syria, from Kabul. Where's all the Christian cops at? How many white Christian cops are you going to see in Chicago? I bet you less than 1%. 95% of the police force, Chicago PD, are foreign nationals, illegals, real Africans, Chinese, India, straight from Mumbai, India, from Delhi, India, from Jaipur, India. Those are your heroes. You want to keep worshiping your heroes. Those aren't the same cops of yesteryear. The cops of 2025, they're not here to protect you, the American citizen. They're weaponized against the American citizen. They're here to protect their precious illegals, to protect their precious invasion force. They're part of it. The Chicago PD, do you think they're going to arrest their own family members? Do you think they're going to arrest themselves? And you wonder why they're standing down with the ICE officers when the ICE come in to enforce rule of law to arrest all these millions of illegals. You wonder why Chicago PD is standing down, aiding and abetting the illegals, aiding and abetting the foreign invasion in America. Well, it's no big secret when 95% of the Chicago police force, it's not just Chicago police force, it's most of police force in America. 75, 85, 95% illegals and foreign nationals with no allegiance to your culture, no allegiance to your people, no allegiance to your blood, your soil, no allegiance to your Christian identity. And you still want to worship these law enforcement in America? We need to defund these police and give all their money to ICE. Defund the police in America, the local, municipal, township, city, county, state police. They don't want to do their job. They don't want to arrest illegals. Defund them and give all their millions, billions of dollars to ICE so we can finish the job and get out every single 250 million illegal, every single H-1B, every single green card, every single illegal, 8 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy. If you're an illegal, you gotta go now. And that's not just the illegals, the H-1Bs, the visas. What they say, there's 55 million foreigners here on visas and H-1Bs, green cards. That's on top of the 100 million illegals in America. So that's at least 150 million foreigners in America. I told you, you're outnumbered. We, the people, the American citizen, we're outnumbered. They're going to be deporting you. I've been saying that for years. They're going to deport you. when all your police forces in America are filled with illegals and foreign nationals with no allegiance to your country, no allegiance to your culture, your blood, your soil, your Christian identity. You know, half the judges in America, judges, got all these Judge Mohammeds, Judge Islams, Judge Sharif, Judge Abdullah, Judge Finkelstein, Judge Steinberg. Continue to flood your communities with illegals, real Africans from the Congo, from Somalia, all the while stripping you of your Second Amendment rights, your First Amendment rights, weaponizing the local IDF, thin blue line soldiers, the local police officers against we the people, the American citizen, because that's where they get all their money from. Let's OTVO. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, on top of that, we need to take it a step further. If you're one of these women, one of these females that want to sleep with an illegal and get knocked up by an illegal, well, you can get deported with the illegal. Love has no borders, right? If you get knocked up by an illegal, you love them so much, you can go raise your kid in the Congo, go raise your kid in Mexico, in Venezuela, in Somalia. If you want to be a traitor to the American people and get knocked up by an illegal, you can forfeit your U.S. citizenship and you can get deported with your unborn child and your precious illegal back to the Congo. Give birth to your baby in the Congo and raise it there. Taking it a step further, you want to be a traitor to we the people, to the American people. You can't find an American man to get knocked up by. You want to sleep with an illegal, and you can forfeit your U.S. citizenship. You can get deported with your precious illegal. Love has no borders, right? Isn't that what they always say? Go raise your baby in the Congo, you traitor Karen. as why we're there on this topic, we need to repeal the 19th. That's part of the reason why we're in this position. Feminism destroyed America. We need to repeal the 19th. Get all these females out of these leadership power roles. No more female judges. Destroying rule of law. No more female cops. Need to take it a step further. So, not just do we need to get all these foreigners, foreign nationals, and illegals out from the judicial, from behind the bench, from police officers, but women are right there. Need to repeal the 19th Amendment. Take away that right. That's part of the reason why we're at where we're at in America. JT, welcome. Welcome, welcome. It's the top friend. It's your top friend. Talking police officers losing their minds live. Talking about Michigan DNR officers, traitors to America, like conservation officer Tom Jackala, former Jackson County Sheriff Deputy, now Michigan conservation officer. Michigan conservation officer Knobloch, calling Knobloch traitor to America, gassing Canada geese, hanging flock license plate reader cameras outside of Michigan public shooting ranges to track the Second Amendment activists, track their every move, put them in a registry, violate their Fourth Amendment rights. They go from being Jackson County Sheriff deputies violating rights to Michigan conservation officers, fish cops violating rights of we the people. Talk about traitors to America. Talk about complete traitors to America, selling out we the people. They should be ashamed of themselves. Shame these fish cops when you see them. Shame these Michigan DNR conservation officers when you see them violating rights of 2A supporters in Michigan, doing their disgusting acts to the Michigan waterfowl, to the federal waterfowl. Arrest them. Where the feds at? Arrest these officers for violating federal law. We're all about holding them accountable. We hold them all accountable here at Freedom News Now. It's all about standing on the right side of history. You want to stand on the right side of history? Stand up, stand by. Become a First Amendment auditor. Become a cop watcher. Independent journalist. Engage in an honorable profession. Get signed up today for First Amendment Auditor University. Become fully trained, fully skilled, fully educated in the art of guerrilla information warfare. Seats are going fast. I'm your president. I'm your CEO. I'm the mastermind behind First Amendment Auditor University. Get signed up today. Illegals need not apply. Consider joining here at Freedom News Now, becoming a member. Go watch some of our other YouTube long form videos. Watch our YouTube Shorts feeds, YouTube Shorts videos. We're going to wrap this video up. And that's all for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe for police accountability, civil rights education, YouTube videos. And I'll see you on the next one.